Excel 2010 basic training videos. Thanks for watching today. So look at the entire basic outline that we're going to be covering in this video series. Today we're looking at Unit 2, entering and editing data. And more specifically, we're going to focus on topic B today, which is on how to enter and edit formulas in your Excel spreadsheets. And this is one of Microsoft Excel's backbone, one of its strengths, right, that you're going to be using a lot. So it's a very powerful feature. You're going to want to pay attention to this video because there's a lot of good stuff in here. And hopefully you've been watching a couple of the previous videos too. Even though there's no prior experience necessary, you will find it helpful to have learned what we went over in the previous videos. So enjoy. Welcome to the formulas video. Here we're going to be taking a look at all the major uses of formulas, calculations, and pretty much the backbone of Excel. A lot of the most powerful features of Excel can be performed by using a combination of formulas and functions. We're going to start with formulas now, and just to make sure we're all on the same page here, a formula is any type of numeric calculation. It could be, like adding two numbers, subtracting, right? Those are some examples of some more common, simpler formulas, but you can also do all sorts of real intricate formulas as well. We're going to start with the basics though. Now, one thing you're going to have to remember is any type of formula you enter, no matter what type of calculation you're looking to perform, it's always going to start with the same symbol. And that symbol is the equal sign, right? So after I click on a cell, I put in the equal sign. That's going to tell the program to expect some type of calculation, formula, function, right? And after I put in that equal sign, I'm going to have to put in a variety of either references or operators. And we're going to go over the operators now. And these are just the simple keys, the simple symbols that you put in there that tell Excel what type of calculation you want it to perform, right? And the basic ones you have, of course, you've got your addition, and you use the plus sign for that, right? You have, for subtraction, you have the minus sign, okay? For multiplication, it's the asterisk key, which is either Shift plus 8, or you'll find it if you have a number pad on your keyboard, probably above the 9. For division, it's the forward slash, right? That divides two numbers. Otherwise, you have parentheses you can use. You have the percentage sign you can use, which will change the number to a percentage. And for exponents, you're going to use the caret symbol, which is Shift plus 6, and that will raise a number to a certain power. So for example, if I want to take 2 squared, I would do 2 caret 2, right? And that would give me 2 times 2. If I want 3 cubed, or 3 to the third power, right, I would type in 3 caret 3, and that would give me 3 times 3 times 3. Okay. Now, one thing you're going to definitely want to remember with these operators is Excel always performs them in the same order every single time. It has a specific order of operations that it always follows. This is something you may just want to keep in mind because, from time to time, if you happen to get an inaccurate result when you're doing calculations and formulas, you may want to double check that the order is entered in the cells correctly. All right, and Excel is always going to perform the values in the parentheses first. So I'll just sit here and type out the order for you. So parentheses is the first step. The second step it's always going to do are the exponents, right? The third step it always does will be the multiplication, followed by division. And after that, it does the addition. And finally, the last calculation it'll perform is the subtraction. Okay, so you can basically remember these with the acronym PEMDAS. Okay, I learned it in high school as Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally, but remember it any way you want. Stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Okay, so let's now get a look at how actually you're able to put these in to the program. So I've devised a simple example here with my other sheet, and this is again using the fake company I'm calling Pacific Spices, and I have a very simple spreadsheet here that goes over the bonus sales for one of the particular regions of the company, and I've got 3 people listed here and their employee numbers and their 4 quarterly sales figures, right? So what I want to do here in column G is I'd like to add up the 4 quarterly figures for Melinda, Eric, and Eric. We got 2 Erics in there. I'm going to start with G5. So remember, you can either click on this once, or you can simply move there with your keyboard. Now, to enter a formula, you're always going to have to put in that equal sign first, right? So there's the equal sign, and I want to add up what's in cells C5, right? C6. I'm sorry, C5, D5, E5, and F5. Okay, so all I need to do is simply type in C5, right? The first operator is the plus for addition. And you're going to notice now C5 is outlined in blue with some boxes around it. That just is letting you know that Excel is referencing that value in that cell. Okay, so no need to worry about those little things popping up, okay, when you're putting in your values. So equals C5 plus D5, right? We're going to add to that E5. I'm going to add again F5, my last value. And then when I'm done, I'll just hit the Enter key, right? And it's going to add up all those 4 values and give me 23,442. Right? So very simple, okay? You can also put in the formula as well in the formula bar in your interface. That works just as well as the cell does. Okay, so let's do one more example here. This time I'm going to show you a slightly different way, and you may prefer this depending on what input method suits you. So whether you're comfortable with the keyboard or the mouse, right, you can use either or. I'm going to click once on G6, right, that's going to activate the cell. I'm going to put in my first symbol again for any of the formulas that I use, and that again is the equal sign, right? That tells Excel to expect some type of calculation. Now with the mouse, I'm just simply going to click on C6, right? I've still got to type in the plus sign for my calculation here, but then I can simply click on D6, right? I'll hit the plus sign again, and then I'll click on E6, hit the plus key, and then click on F6, right? Now I'm done with my formula. I can hit enter, and it's going to give me 24,755. Okay, so for the last person here in my company, I'm going to allow you to choose one of the 2 methods to calculate the total for Eric here, and you can either choose by just typing it in, or you can use the mouse to select. I'm going to do the latter here. I'll do equals C7, right, plus D7 plus E7 plus F7, and I'll hit enter, right, and I'll get my total. Okay, one thing to bring to your attention though is check out G9, right? There's a value being calculated here, and it's actually trying to total up the 3 totals from Melinda and both Eric's, and we're getting about 48,200. But if you take a look at our 3 total values here, right, the 23,000, 24,000, 23,000 again, you'll recognize that it's not too accurate down here. All right, we're missing one of the numbers. So how can you edit a formula that's already been entered? Well, if you click on that cell, right, so G9 in this case, you'll see in the formula bar we have equals G5 plus G6, and if I click on that formula bar, it's going to highlight those references by outlining them in a color, right? And you'll notice it's missing G7, so that's not good, right? We want to include the Eric's total so we can get a more accurate number down here. So all I'm going to do is click once again in the formula bar. That's going to give me my cursor, and from here all I've got to do is hit the plus sign, and I'll hit the plus key, and either I can click on G7 or I can just type in G7, right? And I'll get another outline around the cell that I want to include. Doesn't matter if it's uppercase or lowercase g, right? And then I'll just hit enter, and it gives me the much more accurate figure, 71,962. Okay, so those are the basics on how to input your formulas into Excel. In the later units, Unit 4 specifically, we're going to take a closer look at some of the more complex functions that we can use in Excel to really help streamline our analyses and our work in Excel. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.